Well, I want to thank everyone for coming. Really, the reason why we're here is because of everyone that's right here and the neighborhood leaders that have talked to council and talked with the administration about how this property is an economic drag, a criminal problem, and a flat-out nuisance to the neighborhood. And I'm proud to announce that on Monday we'll be voting on legislation to tear down these buildings, to start afresh, to start anew, to get rid of this problem in the neighborhood. The Monday legislation, once passed, will take about a week to 10 days to finalize the contract for asbestos abatement because these buildings are ridden with asbestos. The first phase will consist of asbestos removal, which will take about approximately 3 weeks. And that'll follow by the second phase, which is demolition, that hopefully to get started towards the end of August. We are also hopeful in talking with local businesses about the possibility of this site being redeveloped for job creation and economic development purposes. I don't have any specifics on that at this point, but we are hopeful and our fingers are crossed that we can use this site to redevelop it for a purpose that's going to work for the neighborhood. It's going to work for the city of Columbus. I don't need to talk about how this site is a problem for the neighborhood. According to the Franklin County Municipal Court records, a complaint was filed in 2006 by the city attorney's office, and since then it's been going through several stages of litigation, tax foreclosure, which ultimately ended up in the city land bank, which ultimately gives us the opportunity to tear down these buildings. Because it's asbestos ridden, it'll cost approximately $750,000 to tear down all these buildings. Half of that will go to asbestos remediation. So we're going to do this safely. We're going to do it properly to ensure that all residents in the surrounding area are safe and that the site is torn down properly and then can be reused in a useful and successful purpose. So that's all I have. I'll be glad to take any questions. I think all options are on the table at this point, Mark. Well, there are, unfortunately, several properties like this in the city of Columbus, and what we have to do as a city is do a balancing test, looking at the significance and the problems that these properties cause on particular neighborhoods and balance that against the economic realities of what our budget cycle and what our budget tells us. This property, when you talk to neighbors that have come to council and talk to me, I've met them out in the community at our community meetings, they talk about the problems, the prostitution, the drugs, the gang activity that takes place right here. And for them to go out and bust their tail to make their neighborhood stronger, to be part of a civic association, only to take 2 steps forward and sometimes 3 steps back because of the nuisance properties like this, we factor that in. We look at our budget and we make the decisions. Decisions have to be made, and this property is on our demo list because it's going to be great for this part of Columbus and it's going to be great for the city of Columbus as a whole. Taking a story that you recently just told me about how you told the police officers that were working the shift here about how, why are you here? We're here to tear, about an announcement tearing down this property, and their response is, thank God. That's indicative of how bad this property is, how much crime takes place here. Neighbors are fed up with it. I'm fed up with it. We're going to tear down the building.
Would any of the neighbors like to say anything?
Yeah, anyone want to step up and say anything?
Our president,
Sure.
I just basically want to say it's about daggone time that this is being taken down. We've been fighting this for a long time, and we are very proud and appreciative of the city taking an active part in helping us get this building down, because most of us, we all take pride in our neighborhood, and it's a good neighborhood, and a lot of us are longtime residents, and we're not going nowhere. We're here to stay, so we're looking to improve our neighborhood and make it a safe and enjoyable place to live. And thank you, City Councilman Klein, for pushing this, even though we had to take baby steps, but we're there, and we appreciate it very much.
Well, I appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Does anyone else like to say anything else?
I'd like to say.
Please.
My name is Norma Ferguson. I'm past president of this association, and just like Mrs. Cummings said, we have worked really since 2003. And we've been to court 3 different times, We work with wonderful police officers in this neighborhood, and we know they can't do everything. But when it gets so bad that my grandson can't walk from his school bus from the corner without being approached by a prostitute, this goes on all the time. We can't even walk our neighborhood sometimes because of this. People are afraid to even, we go around 2 blocks to even turn on Smith Road to get to our homes most of the time because it's that bad. And I also want to say, we thank Ezo Sausage for working with us. They played a big part in this. They've been supportive of us for years. And his wife, Miss Ezo, was not able to come today, but we want to let them know how much we appreciate them working with us and the city. And I want to thank City Council for listening to us. I want to thank the policemen for working with us, and all of us neighbors working together. I've been in this neighborhood, a homeowner for 40 years, and this has been our biggest problem here for years. And I thank you all.
Thank you.
Mr.
Any other questions? Mark? Okay. Thank you so much for coming.